Three, two. Do we? Is it on one, or do we wait a second after one and then record?
It's one. Hit it. So
One hit it.
No. Hit it.
One and
I'm gonna hit both of you.
oh, Zeke's there.
Welcome to Two Boys, One Podcast plus one other guy. As you can see, we've got our poop in a group today. And as I call this meeting to order, we have some business, some old business to attend to. We talked off air and decided that Nick had to screw the whole pooch before he was a full-fledged member of the voting party.
Yep. Gotta get that. You gotta love that pooch good, boy.
Yep. And yeah, he barking down that tree. So Nick, how many of the episodes and movies have you watched and listened to?
Hold on, are we getting right into it? Because I got a little theme song.
Yep.
So, okay, here we go. You guys want me to? Should I keep it going for a while?
Yes, please.
You guys can see this video. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's homework time, Nick. What? Lay it on us. What have you listened to?
Suck it to us, suck it to us, suck it to us, suck it to us.
Okay, I've listened to... So, I didn't get my answer as quickly as I was hoping for. No.
We're trying to keep you on all 10 of your toes. You're welcome.
I'll talk first, and if you guys have something to say, you wait till I'm done talking.
I have my hand up.
I've earned that right.
My hand's up.
We'll say what you've earned.
God, I'm sick of this. So I actually I started listening to the podcast to get ahead of myself.
For the first time in your life.
Shut up. Yeah.
Are you a fan of the show?
Jeez.
I am actually. I actually am. I'm a fan. As I was listening to him, I was texting these two guys just constantly, which I'm sure they loved. But yeah, no, I really do. I enjoy them. You guys have, you guys got really good chemistry.
Stop it.
And I didn't realize how short they were when you started. We've gone from 30-minute episodes, which were nice and tight and perfect, to
nice and
tighten it up to what's the average now? Probably like 3 hours. So
podcasts that are longer than the films we're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So,
what the fuck do I know?
I'll just get right into it. So I listened to like 7 or 8 podcasts before I got the answer. I got to Bad Lieutenant, I believe.
Number 10.
Yeah. Oh. But this is another thing we need to talk about. I think I have the wrong order. So we'll talk about that off air. So, yeah. So I watched that many, or listened to that many, and I have watched 4 films so far.
Hit us.
Right in order, or did you jump around?
No, I went, hopefully they're in order. That was the order I was given. And, so I've watched Partisan, Lost in Translation.
Those are 1 and 2.
Evil Dead 2.
That's 4.
See, I missed, which one did I miss?
Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yep, I don't have that podcast. So,
I had
I'll make a note.
I think, Nick, Zeke, you're going to have to get in that one. I somehow have lost it.
No problem.
So sorry about that, Nick. That was... You know how it goes. Sorry.
Hey, that's all right. You guys make the rules. I guess you screw up here and there. What can I do about it? I mean, I'm working with tyrants here, folks.
I'm a benevolent tyrant, but I'm still a tyrant.
I'm ambivalent.
We have the benevolent and the ambivalent. You're welcome.
They're just a regular.
You're welcome. In the alien apocalypse, I assume. Then?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh boy.
So, just really let me mention real quick the So I got the text with the answer, and it was like, it was a bombshell, folks. These guys did not hold back. I guess 30-some years of friendship means nothing to these two. And
Less than, yeah.
I didn't know you till third grade, and Zeke didn't move here till
8th.
They're criticizing my math now, too. Listen to these two. They just won't.
How are you going to watch a movie if you
slide.
can't do basic math? It's basic math.
All right.
Yeah, it's like 3 years, dude. We've been friends 3 years.
Okay. Let's just get right into it. I
barely
actually
know you.
I don't have any complaints. It's actually been pretty fun watching them and doing the notes. So, would you like me just to get into it and
hit it?
Dude, dig in.
Okay, and I'll get through this as quickly as I can. So, Partisan, first one. There's no connection because he didn't do that yet. So, okay, here we go. Cassell's been a favorite since Eastern Promises. I'm looking forward to this. I didn't read anything beforehand about it. I had no idea what it was about. So, yeah. Here we go. Mechanic Shot. Well, guess it's not the feel-good cult movie of the year. Hey, Leo, shut up, because, he was talking back. The mart where he buys the meat from could really use a lesson in lean. Every company I've worked for has been, and because it was meat. Ha.
Yeah, I got you. I thought they were fat. There was a lot of fat on that meat.
Oh, and they were fat. That works on so many different levels. Zeke, did you get all that?
I didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't really either.
Don't worry about him.
Okay. Every company I've worked for has been ran by a Gregory type, which was the lead guy.
Where he kept you in a chicken coop?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's where I was this whole weekend.
Makes sense.
Really, the entire world is ran by his type. It's a stretch, but the movie could be a metaphor or small-scale down version of adapting, fighting your society. Might explain the uncertain setting and year. Okay. I could see this as an origin story for a vigilante superhero. Okay, pros. Cassell and the kid, they were both pretty good. It was well photographed. The script does not spoon-feed the audience. Leaves plenty to evaluate. But with that said, cons, the subject matter isn't necessarily interesting or new. Lots of sex, no boobs. Story felt incomplete. Left me neutral.
Do you think he shot him?
Do I think he shot his dad?
Yeah.
I guess everybody's gonna have their own opinion. No, I don't think he did. What do you guys think?
Shot him.
And why is that?
Because it was what he needed to do. He should have shot him. That's what I should. Oh, he should have.
Zeke, do you think he should have shot him?
Well, I think that the possibility that he didn't is a good way to end it. But I think that he didn't, and then he died instead.
Oh wow, you would even more, even beyond.
Jeez.
That's
Dark little boy.
Okay. I like that. Okay, hey, good flow, guys. All right, moving on. So I'm trying to keep this tight. I want to tighten this up. So, it doesn't flow very well, scene to scene. It's got a pretty short. It's pretty short at 98 minutes, and a handful of scenes just kind of felt unnecessary. So, anyways, yeah. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 57%. Do you guys think that I thought it deserved to be over, under, or was that score just right in my mind? What do you think?
I think you would rate it a 38.
I didn't give it an actual. I'm sorry, Rob.
A little bit. I'm going to say you gave it 52.
I didn't actually give it a percent, but I went with just right. 57%. You know what? That felt just right. What do you guys
Collusion.
think?
I smell collusion.
I know you already talked about it, but just looking back after so many months now. Mm-hmm. Any reflections on that movie?
It's a year ago.
Was it a year? Oh,
happy anniversary!
Oh yeah, I forgot your anniversary to me.
Hey, happy anniversary, guys!
I sent myself flowers from you.
Ah, that's nice of me to do for you.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, I think that's about right. I think that I remember wanting to like it more than I actually did. I like the premise of it. I didn't like the execution of it as much as I'd hoped to, and I mean, Eastern Promises was great. I did not care for Ocean's 12, but Keisel is a fantastic personality and he looks great on screen. I just wanted him to be more of a force to be reckoned with rather than a psychological force to be reckoned with. So,
sure.
I thought, as a movie itself, I'd say 57 feels just about right. If you take it in the context of all the movies we watched in the podcast, that's like a 75.
Oh my God, that's true. Yeah, that is like percentage-wise, based on the other 28 films we've watched now. It's it's in the top echelon. That's rarefied air right there.
Started off strong, though we didn't.
Yep.
That's actually
okay.
That's interesting to know, and makes me even more depressed moving forward.
It should. You should want to stay in that chicken coop. All right, next.
Okay.
Next.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, there'll be less.
Next.
Okay, Lost in Translation. No connection again. Best opening to a film ever. It's been about a decade since I've seen it, so kind of interested to see how my.
You were saying you didn't need to watch it because you've already seen it. Come on, we're happy to see
Bitch, please.
I know. I complain because I like to. So.
And now you have an audience.
So yeah, I was looking forward to it just to see how my my thoughts had changed about it because it's one of my favorites. Who's your guys' Bond? Roger Moore or Sean Connery?
Sean Connery.
Lodger? Lip my stocking?
Lip my stocking.
Sorry.
Pierce Brosnan.
Wait, no, there's no write-ins on that question.
Oh, I don't think I've seen any with Roger Moore, so it's Connery, I guess.
That's not true. You have seen a Roger Moore.
Bond? Yeah. No, still Sean Connery.
Mine's the new one. What's his name?
Daniel Craig.
Yep.
Craigie.
Yep.
I believe that's a write-in.
Yeah, I made.
Now, hey-oh. Yeah.
My notes, my rules. So. Okay, sorry. Next note. This one I kind of sorry for this whole one. I get a little serious on some of them, so bear with me. You almost need to know that the character is loosely based on Sophia. It enhances their bond.
And Spike Jonze.
Hey, he's coming up, brother. You
wrap it up.
Jesus, Zeke, you can't interrupt. And then this is bad. Their bond. Fucking it. Sorry. Zeke,
boy.
Son of a bitch. I gotta get a rhythm going here. You're killing me.
Cow.
Both are old souls from the biz. Because apparently it was supposed to be. The rumor was it was Harrison Ford and her. Is that right? I think that's what I'd read somewhere.
I heard that he doesn't remember most of his affairs. So
you guys are an old fucking you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, it made sense to me. Like her youth is refreshing to him. His wisdom and confidence, brings her a little more comfort in her. She's young. I think she's supposed to be playing like a 22-year-old, 22, 23 out of college. But yeah. Plus they're in a whole unknown neutral ground. It just makes them more vulnerable, and seems like the best way to get to know somebody. Right. Like really get to know somebody. The rumor
what do you think what did he whisper to her?
Oh, I got that later. Hold on to
What
that.
do you mean later? What is this? Do it now.
The rumor is Anna Faris's character was based on Cameron Diaz. I got this whole thing about Spike. So I got love for Spike Jonze. Spike Jonze is my man. So I don't doubt Spike Jonze was that eager at that time. His career was really starting to take off.
And he started in music videos.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I used to have a DVD of all of his work, and it's incredible, man. But I felt bad for him. I felt like it kind of misrepresented his behavior, but I don't know him personally. Maybe
Well,
it really is
one-sided
douchey.
stories always misrepresent, half of the storyline. That's just how it is, and this is her perspective. And whoever the other half was didn't make a movie about it, so that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Be careful when you date musicians or directors, like writers.
Yeah.
Do you think,
Absolutely.
I bet they respect each other now. I bet they respect each other then too. But yeah, I guess the character wasn't that bad. He just kind of, yeah.
So there was a rumor that was rather than Spike Jonze, that it was Harrison Ford.
No. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray was-
Oh,
Yeah,
I got
dingus.
you. I got you. That makes more sense now.
Moving on. I always love that tee shot in front of the mountain. Who do you guys think deserved the Oscar more that year? The big one was between him, Bill Murray, and Sean Penn in Mystic River. Sean Penn won. Do you think they made the right choice?
I wouldn't have given it to either one of them.
Oh yeah, who would you give it to?
Stick in the mud.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Stick in the Mug did have a great performance.
Yeah. I don't remember who the other three candidates were, but I remember being angry that Oscars that I didn't really care for any of the two heavies. So I think that Bill's had some fantastic performances. I don't think that this was his best performance. So
yeah,
I wouldn't have given it to him either.
I always just kind of looked at it as him not just being himself, really.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of reviews kind of pointed that out too. But I remember, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that was great that he got a nomination, but I don't think that he had to remember many lines. It was just that's probably how he feels on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I
Just wants people to leave him alone.
Yeah. During the taping of the Oscars, I remember he looked so disappointed when they.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him, but at the same time,
Broke his little heart.
yeah. So audio enhancement in recent years helped discover what he whispers. Apparently, they're like 99% sure this is what he says. Promise me that the next thing you do is go up to that man and tell him the truth.
Isn't that what we said?
Yeah, well, that's what you said anyways, yeah.
And also, audio enhancement, does this mean that like the whole time they didn't intend to have it be hard to hear? They just forgot to turn the lav on, and they're like, oh, now it's going to be ambiguous.
Yeah, that was a human error. Somebody screwed up. So like Sophia was like, God damn it. And,
I don't think that's right. Sophia, that's not true. We don't think that.
We know you're we know you're a fan. So sorry, Sophie. Yeah, this is one of my go-to movies. This is a Confused Youngster, still refreshing and therapeutic. Their relationship contains just a ton of emotion, despite little being said. Reassures me that I am going to be avoiding marriage because of Bill Murray and his wife. I always felt much sadder for her after he leaves. As natural as their bond is, I believe it to be very rare that very few people have experienced that kind of bond. So IMDb user rating was 7.8. Do you guys think that I think it deserves a higher, lower, or just right rating? 7.8 IMDb.
You're going to say it's just about right. Because you're stuck in Goldilocks.
I think you probably said 8.5 or 9.
Well, his rating systems don't count because he didn't pay anything for them, so they're skewed.
Okay. These guys are assholes.
Hey, I got something else to say. Do you know what it's going to be?
What?
Next!
Okay, I said it should. I didn't give it an exact number, but I said it should be higher, and it should be much higher. I still love that movie. Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, baby.
Could so I think this was linked. I'm confused because
It was linked from Lil Raimi
Yeah, you do.
and the Big Chin from one you haven't heard yet called Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader. But this is the
That's our
first
bad
true linked movie. This one right here,
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2, first
So-
truly linked movie
Okay.
We linked it from Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader was
through Lil Raimi.
Lil Raimi. I can't think. Ted Raimi.
Ted Raimi.
Sam Raimi's brother.
Yeah, that's what I was confused
Ivan.
about. You guys know I think it's Ted.
Ivan.
I've been wanting you
Ivan.
to shut up, so let me talk. So
Hey. All right.
I'm sorry. So yeah, it's Ivan. I haven't seen the movie to this, and okay, so Evil Dead 2. Hey, someone got a bigger budget. I watch Evil Dead 1 for a good scare, and I watch Evil Dead 2 for a good laugh. Working on this movie must have been a blast and a nightmare. Certain techniques seem to be ahead of their time. Raimi's style. I mean, his style. He's just got something of his own. I can't articulate on it any more than that. But I just love it, and it always stands out. You guys remember the scene in Spider-Man 2 when they were trying to operate on Dr. Ock, trying to get the stuff off of him in the surgery room?
Mm-hmm.
That was like
Lady with
pure.
quick cuts.
Yeah. That was just like pure Evil Dead again. I loved it.
That was a lot like Independence Day when they're trying to get the alien out of its shell. Is that what you're trying to say?
Rob,
It's not what he. Shut up, Zeke.
I got something else to say.
thank you, Rob.
Next!
Practical effects, some of the best. Some of the best I've ever seen. Hey, this gets you guys involved. This is a 2-part question. So
Great.
you need to cut off your evil hand. What do you use to cut it off with? Anything at all?
I'd use a staple remover.
What?
Gnaw it off with my teeth.
I'd use a little staple remover. The little toothy
It's
thing.
like a little like
You
choppy mouth
Yep.
guy.
That's what I'd do.
You guys are
I'm chewing through.
no,
Chewing
Rob.
through my-
No. Okay.
Or I'd use a paper cutter, like the slicer. Yeah, right there. Like the little paper guillotine. Boom. Like whoosh.
Okay.
Bye evil hand.
Yep.
You guys are
And then I'd put it in a blender. Just to be sure.
Okay, that's it, final, that's it. Okay, so then, now that it's gone, what do you replace it with?
Well, right now it hasn't been blended yet, and it's just making that little, when you make a hand face and you draw the little lips on it with the eyeballs. Right now, it's making that face, and it's saying, "Next! Move it along, bud."
Okay, that's not what I meant. Okay.
I'd replace it with a blender.
That's stupid.
Swiss Army prosthetic. That's what I'm replacing with.
Wait, what? Swiss Army knife?
Swiss Army prosthetic. So it's it's got like a hand and then it's got like a flamethrower, a spoon.
Oh, so you switch it up. You can just quick switch off. Okay.
I might also replace it with a disco ball.
That's in my Swiss.
For-
Mm-hmm.
You never know when a party's gonna happen.
Bring the party with you.
Okay. I wonder how. I always wonder how different Ash's life would have been if he never went to that cabin.
Do you ever wonder how different his life would have been if he didn't have a girl's name?
Is Ash considered a girl's name?
Isn't
I
it
guess-
Ashley?
Yeah, good call.
Ashley.
So still fun as hell throughout. Absolutely love it. Ageless. Really, like, I don't know. It's still it's one of my go-to fun movies if I just need to have a good time. And okay, of the 3 in the trilogy, what's your guys' favorite?
This one.
This one.
Me too. Alien Apocalypse.
Hit it.
Bruce Campbell. Previous
The Big Chin
film.
himself.
Evil Dead 2, he played Ash. Current film, he plays a doctor named Ivan. Here we go. No interruptions, please. Okay. Start the movie. Oh, no. Something about trees. Doctors are limited. I'm going all in. Yeah. I'm going all in on the whiny girl, Doc, going first. I win. apparently their favorite delicacy is the flesh of black men and wood, apparently. These guys are going to put my dad out of business. Talk, blah, blah. I'm 35, President's Live, Republicans. I really hate you guys.
You're just reading your journal right now?
I wouldn't kill Hitler if I could go back in time. First,
you'd kill us?
I should have put that. But first I'd do what Biff did, and I'd make a ton of money on bets. Then I'd invite the writer to this pile of shit to a meeting. I'd buy the rights for a stupid amount of money. He'd get so excited, he'd sign the contract without reading it. Immediately after that, 2 guys enter the room and restrain him, hold him down. I shove the entire script up his butt, page by page. He leaves awkwardly. I jump to the future as he's about to deposit the check, freeze time, dress him as a burglar, put a gun in his hand, pull down his pants, put a note in front of the teller, and it says, "I'm only here to make a deposit with my wiener." Boom, attempted robbery and convicted sex offender. I'm feeling good, so I decided to go back in time and kill Hitler. I jump back to the day after the robbery to make sure that I didn't screw anything up after any of that. Turns out his dad was a GI and met his mom in France during the war. Well, the war didn't happen. He was never alive. So the moral of the story is, if you get the chance to go back in time, just kill Hitler. So
I'm going to go back in time and slap you to prevent that story from coming out of your mouth. That's what I'm going to go back in time and do. Right there. So I really thought that you'd like this because it's the first. Not only is it the first, it's the best part of the Alien anthology. It's the first one. This is where Ridley Scott and James Cameron got the idea. This is the best one. You're welcome,
Rob.
Yeah,
What?
I'm gonna go back in time to like the 50s to when they used to have cool pies on the windowsill, and now I'm gonna steal one. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna take one.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it cool off. Though.
What kind is it gonna be?
I mean, I guess I'll have to take whatever I can find, but I hope it's a pumpkin.
You know what kind I'd take? Next.
So that's that.
Would you
have?
at least, before it cools, go back further and throw it in Hitler's face so it burned his face?
No, because then you can't eat pie off someone's face. It's gross.
I'll get 2 pies. So I'll get 2 pies. I'll eat the one.
You're gonna suck the pumpkin out of his little mustache? It's weird.
Yuck! Ew, that's
then
gross.
I could say I Frenched Hitler. I mean, who can say that? I mean,
Not even the French can say it.
Number 11. Is that meatloaf? Nope. Did they happen to discuss...
How many numbers are there?
We're almost there. Did they happen to
Prove
discuss
it.
fire? Why aren't they burning everything? And then they ate the head of a white guy, so they're not racist. They do like white meat too. They really should be storing all this wood in a warehouse on pallet racking because you could store a lot more in less space. They just need a couple. Thank you. They just need a couple forklifts. They're escaping. Never mind. They don't need that now. Yeah. For now on, if I don't feel like rebelling, my response, or basically if I don't feel like doing anything anymore, my response is just going to be, I'm going fishing. Because apparently there was one guy that didn't like Bruce Campbell's speech. And you know what he said? He said, I'm going fishing.
I'm going to go fishing. Wrap it up!
So for example, it'd be like this. It'd be like, hey, Nick, we need you to take... Jesus. We need to stay until 7 tonight. And I'd say, I'm going fishing. Or another example would be, hey, Nick, watch all these fucking movies. And I'd say, I'm going fishing. So
I'm going to tell Ridley Scott that you liked this better than all of his movies, and he's going to come in after going back in time and slap you and then thank us for making you watch it, because that's how it works.
You know the Ridster? Oh, my gosh.
Next, someone take note. After we defeat the ants, repopulate, rebuild, set rules and regulation, waterworks, get a Home Depot running, Bruce Campbell needs to be charged for murder. Because he just he shot a guy that disagreed with him.
I'm about to.
It's a different time.
Once the answer, Dad, do you think there'll be a war for the hot lady? Never mind, she throws funny. I hate you guys. Oh, I hate you guys.
Is this the end of your journal entry?
I want to see a movie where the bad guys are from NASA, because NASA is always the good guys.
How many tears stained the pages you wrote these notes on?
Oh, it's so close. I'm so close. Unless you believe space travel is a waste of time and money, in that case, NASA's always the bad guy. I want to watch a movie with a guy that thinks like that. He'd be fun to watch Apollo 13 with. He'd be so excited until the end. They're going to California. Groovy. The end. That's it. I hated that movie.
It's the best Alien.
Yeah. In what other movie do you get to see Congress grab some bows and arrows and actually, get in there in the fray? I mean,
it's the French and Alien War, just like I remember it.
It's great.
I didn't look at it like that. I'm sorry.
All right, so
that's it.
What'd you rate it?
I was honestly just so annoyed and ready for it to be over. I didn't even want to come up with a new thing. So my answer is it sucked.
Wow, that film is going to seem like an Oscar winner by the time you make it through the rest of the films.
I felt bad. I'm thinking the whole time, like, Bruce, what are you doing, man? Like, how did he get? I know. You guys loved it. It's one of Bruce's best movies. Bruce, it's a prequel to Alien.
It's the best Alien movie.
Brucey, it's gonna make your career, Brucey. Do this movie. Yeah. You know what?
Give into your hate. Yes.
Okay, that's it for me. Let's move on.
So moving on, Rob, earlier you said you hadn't seen a Roger Moore Bond.
Roger Moore.
Yeah, and you have.
Oh yeah, hey, I forgot.
See?
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with you.
And I got a bone to pick with you. Go first.
Okay, I got my notes right here. Nick, I don't know if you know about this because this may be breaking news for you too. But back episode 15, coming out of Running Man, you gave me the option of Live and Let Die and Platoon, and I chose Platoon.
No, you didn't.
Right.
I gave you the option of Live and Let Die, or Dirty Dozen.
Okay, you're right. Live and Let Die. So I wrote that down. Regardless, I chose Dirty Dozen, and I watched Dirty Dozen. But come next episode, you told me I watched the wrong movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. What's the deal?
You're right. And when you said that, I went back and listened, and you are correct. So, however, before that whole mix-up, you said that you had already seen the Dirty Dozen. You'd already seen Dirty Dozen, which disqualified it immediately. No. So we would have had to watch Bond anyway.
It was a joke. I hadn't seen it.
Well,
you know what? This is Mike's fault. He made me watch all those stupid war movies as a kid.
So now, Platoon and Quick and the Dead were options for another week. I can't remember which one, and neither of them were chosen. But it was one of the, when you said that, I went back and listened to that episode, and I was like, oh no, we have another Black Christmas versus Sisters. It would have revised everything, but the pit of darkness would have been even darker than it is now. So,
regardless, you didn't call me out on it on the episode. Buddy.
No, I know, and I understand that, and that's my bad. I should have been paying attention more than I was. But I don't regret the decision to just force you into watching a Bond movie, since last week we had or 2 weeks ago we had that option to watch another Bond movie, and he didn't take it, and it made me sad inside. But I was like, well, at least I got one more Bond movie out of him than I would have otherwise, because I forced him to watch it instead of counting his watch of The Dirty Dozen.
You know where we could have gone from Dirty Dozen? Because I don't, but I bet you we could have avoided 3 awful movies.
I doubt it. I bet we would have found different ones.
You're probably right.
Yeah, we would have been back in like the pre-John Wayne westerns. So.
This kind of brings up a point I wanted to ask you guys. You listeners, you probably all know this. That's not the only error that they've made. I've been beginning to notice. So, Turner and Hooch situation. I'm not watching that.
You don't have to watch Turner and Hooch. It's Tango and Cash, damn it. You're supposed to watch Tango and Cash.
I know that, but I'm just saying somebody in a text, I think after one of your rules was like, you watch Tango and Cash and you watch, somebody put Turner and Hooch, so whoever
You're
put
refusing,
that.
huh?
Well, we watched both, so, you know.
No, you didn't. You didn't even watch some of them. If you go back and you listen to some of them, Zeke Hansen, you say things like, "Oh, I didn't have time. I had stuff going on. I've seen it before already, Rob."
That was the first one. That was the first one.
Nick, Zeke didn't watch Partisan. That's one, and I didn't finish Clockers by the time we recorded. I still had a few minutes left, half hour or something. But other than that, they've all been watched, my dear boy.
You want to put an asterisk next to that comment because I don't want to hear next week that.
To quote you from earlier this episode, our rules are rules.
So, all right, I love you guys. I'm sorry. I just had to get a little frustration out. I'm sorry I raised my voice.
Okay, guys, we're at minute
my feelings.
30. My feelings are fine, and you two are a couple of dinguses. We're at minute 36 and 30 seconds. We all get 1 minute to say what our life is like. Who wants to go first?
Zeke.
Oh, pretty good. I've been able to be in the same place for since our last recording, so I didn't go anywhere, which was good. I'm looking forward to seeing where our next film takes us, I guess.
You still got 30 seconds. You have to fill the full minute, I'm afraid.
Well, I heard you had barking squirrels out in Afton, and I want you to ship me one.
Shit you one?
I want you to shit me one.
Shit you a barking? Okay, copy that. I can do that.
Yep.
What?
15 seconds left.
Get on it.
You're
Have you built any new bidets?
This is your
Have
minute.
you built
This
any
is your
more
minute.
bidets? I said bidet.
You have 8 seconds.
Bidet.
7 seconds.
Bidet.
Yuck.
You can say it 2 more times. 2 seconds.
Bidet. Bidet.
Now your time's up. Your time's up. Nick, you want to go next or should I?
You go ahead.
Okay, here I go. Okay, so this is Rob, and this is my 1 minute, and I've got 60 seconds to tell you guys what's happened in the last couple of weeks. So I've got about, let's see here, I got 40 seconds left.
Are you timing him?
So yeah,
I am.
I'm timing myself. So anyways, I sprained my ankle really, really, really bad. Nick, you know I do that, and Zeke, you may or may not. It's an old track injury, sort of, and I've been laid up for like 2 weeks. It's been a real pain in the ass. And then I got to do a
Just like
check.
shitting a barking squirrel.
Yeah, I have to do a background check from the FBI for work, and I put you both down as character references. So, when you get a call from Men in Black, don't look in their little flasher things. And also, my feet have been sweaty because it's warming up outside, and I don't like sweaty feet so much. And 4 seconds.
Time.
Bidet.
Bidet. So I'm gonna tell the FBI when they call that I didn't see the track injury happen, and it's probably from chasing the rare barking squirrels through hostile encampments while you're training them to take over small isolated countries.
I mean, it's not far from the truth. I certainly wasn't actually doing track work. I was just messing around trying to kick really high and step backwards.
Yeah, it was
Fractured my ankle.
It was one of those situations where at the time it was hilarious, and now every time that I hear Rob's ankle is sore, or sprained, I feel absolutely terrible because we probably all had something to do with that, egging him on. But boy, he did kick above that blue mat. I saw it.
It was a high kick.
It was a hell of a high kick
for the rest of my life.
All right, Nick.
You have 1 minute. You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Carl Winslow was not in Die Hard 2.
You are a dirty liar. He is. You're trimming your fingernails?
Can you hear that?
His minute.
Oh, sorry.
His minute.
Is that picking? Oh, I I thought that was just gonna turn. Into
He is in Die Hard 2. He's actually a pivotal character.
Is this how you want us to use your minute, Nick?
Yep.
Okay.
Where am I at?
What?
Not much. You know me, just hanging out with my wang out and.
Put that thing away.
Oh,
That's excellent.
I bought a VHS to digital converter because I'm going to convert all of our old home videos. That's my new project.
I do all that.
Do you have? God dang it! I knew I should have asked you first. And I look forward to that project very much. And
yep, you're done.
bidet.
All right.
I said bidet.
By the way, didn't need all that bidet talk in that like second episode.
It doesn't go away.
What are you saying?
The bidet talk. We didn't.
Rob builds bidets.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Yep.
It didn't need to be in the podcast, boys. I mean,
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's poop humor. Nobody like poop humor.
It's
Humor's
not poop humor. It's cleaning your bottom humor.
I know. It's
completely different. And
I
we're
really-
talking about what's going on in our lives.
I know.
That's what I do for a living. You don't care about what I do for a living?
Wait
And
a
you can
second.
Just go. You can go wipe your butt with scratchy old toilet paper.
Poison ivy.
I am a little jealous. I the idea of a bidet sounds awesome, but there's something about it that still kind of disgusts me. Like
It's mouthwash for just your bum.
I know, but is it a separate bowl?
No,
It can be, but Rob's isn't.
It can, no, right. It's like a. You take off the lid of your toilet and then you put it underneath the lid there, and so it's like a rectangle with a little spout on the bottom. You hook it up to your water supply, and it's got a little nozzle there, and you.
Don't you?
I haven't figured it out.
Don't you poop on it though?
No.
It's
Okay, never mind. I'll see it.
come and visit.
Next time I
and
come
visit,
see
you
it.
can see it.
Yeah.
You can't
Can I-
use it, but you can see it.
Okay.
It's in the shower now.
You do it in the shower?
Do it in the shower.
Well, I don't know how it works. I'm confused.
You poop in the shower?
Where
So-
do you poop?
What Nick does is he leaves his toilet seat up, and then he just squats down lower and washes his little bum out in the water below.
I do.
He does have
Shakes
a
his little tail feather.
Oh
He's
yeah.
got the littlest bum. He's got the littlest bum.
Yep.
I just like to splash it up.
Yep.
Boys,
It's
do you
like a
hear
little Nick bath. I hear something coming.
Zig, 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 a week. It's time for the next segment. Zig, 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 a week. Zig, 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 Nick and Rob. Yeah.
Zeke, I know it. I know it's in joke now. Zeke.
All right. So this week we connected Mike Edmonds, who played Og in Time Bandits, to a film known as Legend from 1986, which was directed by Ridley Scott, because he knew later that his Alien franchise would pale to the first one, and this stars this stars a very very young Tom Cruise, a very muscular Tim Curry, and a very brand new first film, Mia Sara.
You want me to read the synopsis?
I would.
Please.
A young man must stop the Lord of Darkness.
Sound it out.
Darkness from both destroying daylight and marrying the woman he loves. Loves.
So Nick, why don't you give
job.
the synopsis of what you felt or why don't you tell us what the synopsis you feel should have been?
Yeah.
You should get stoned before you come see this movie. There's a lot of weird shit going on. Okay, honestly, it would be. You put me on the spot, and I froze. Oh, I would put kind of silly movie. I don't really like these kind of fantasy movies, and if you like them, you can watch them. Apparently, you should. Right now you're reading this on the back of the theatrical release DVD, you shouldn't watch this one. You should probably go buy the director's cut because I guess it's better. So go do that.
So
that's
go ahead.
it.
Rob, did you watch the theatrical version or the director's cut?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm guessing it was probably the theatrical though.
So we'll find out here as we go down this rabbit hole. But Nick and I watched the director's cut, which I think that they just left in 20 minutes of nonsense.
24 minutes.
So on your version, how did it end?
I totally watched it and
You didn't watch it.
it was all fine. Tom Cruise, he was there, and yep, that's how it ended.
So in the deep cut, they don't they plan to meet. It's like one of those they plan to meet 10 years from now under this same sign. They said we'll get together again soon, and then she leaves, and then Tom Cruise stands into a setting sun with his unicorn, and I assume they're some sort of dwarf trolls. It's a very awkward ending. There's also a dance scene that goes on for about 7.5 minutes.
I didn't see that.
Did you see that, Rob? Was that in yours?
No. I looked it up here. I saw the theatrical for sure.
Okay.
It ended with darkness being sucked into the whatever.
Yeah, he gets shot into space, and then abrupt he's in hell, but when he falls deeper than hell, he's in space, and then stars scatter, and he forms this weird new constellation. I don't quite understand what's going on. Also, if you would have told me last week when we were going to watch this film that you were going to have that this was going to be Hook and Lord of the Rings, like a combination between 1991 Hook and Lord of the Rings, I was going to be like, hell yeah, this is going to be great. But no, it turns out that Tom Cruise is just running around half naked in a mithril shirt made of tin cans with all these unicorn horns, and it turns out that the only thing more beautiful than a unicorn is a unicorn mating. It doesn't make any sense.
Bring it down to about a 5.
Nothing makes sense. Nick, is your heart black and full of hate? Because after this film, mine is. Jesus. It's ridiculous.
Cousin Pants, he is. You need to have family intervention. My first comment to you, Zeke, is at least now we know what happens when you fall to the center of the earth. You get shot into space.
You get shot into space. That was a riddle. That was a riddle that I wanted to know the answer to. You don't fall all the way through to China. You fall into space. Obviously, I should have seen that coming. I get my own darkness constellation. That's why space is dark. It's dark up there because darkness fell into space. And it's Tim Curry just trying to get back in, asking if his dad, who I assume is Satan, will come help and save him. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Boy, this is out of left field.
Also, nothing is more magical than mating unicorns. I just have to reiterate that because I don't quite understand the magic that the unicorns hold in this. Their horns seemed a little wobbly at times. But Tom Cruise Mia Sarah just kept saying, "Let me dazzle you." So I prepared to be dazzled, and I didn't get dazzled.
You got dazzled.
I got rope-a-doped.
It's tired. It's worn out. Jeez.
I had no seriously. As we're watching this, he seemed fine. I don't know where this is coming from.
Did you both just watch it now? I'm Zeke. I'm getting the impression you may have watched it twice.
No, I watched it for the first time with him. In the rage, the fury is just fresh. No, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, the lines start early and it says, "Nothing can ever harm the pure of heart." Well, no one in this film has a pure heart. I don't understand where the forest feral children just come out of nowhere and they start shooting arrows at little dwarves. I don't understand it.
I love you.
I don't get it. And also, a unicorn that has his horn cut off, it's just a horse. It's just a horse. There's nothing to do after that. Did the one in your film, Rob, when it got its horn cut off, did it just die? I don't understand.
Rob, how do you get this to stop? He doesn't stop.
Boy, we haven't had a Zeke hasn't gone off like this since I couldn't say for sure. I bet you.
Okay, will you take care of this? You know how to
Sure,
handle
sure.
this. I don't know. This
Tell you
is
what,
all new to
this is
me.
going to be a good plot point for me. I'm going to take my ring off. I'm going to throw it out into the wilderness, and then I'm going to say, I'm going to marry the first person, whoever finds this ring. That's not rational. There are feral children everywhere. She's already a young woman. Then there's this kid that's going to show up. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why is that the driving force behind it? Then she passes out, and he goes and dives into this pool and jumps out of the water twice, holding the Frodo ring in his mithril shirt. It doesn't make any sense at all. And then he like puts it on her finger, and then she wakes up magically, and then she leaves him.
You need to go to your happy place.
I can't. Darkness fell into space.
That's your happy place?
Not anymore. Also, like
I see,
I
that's why
don't
you're so
understand the
upset.
relevance of these land narwhals. What can you explain that to me? What are they after the land narwhals for?
Zeke. Stop. Okay, just take
land?
pause for 1 second. I want you to just take 4 deep breaths. Breathe in through your mouth. I
You know what would have made me like this movie a little bit more is if when our first feral child shows up in the snow, if he would have started playing Devil Went Down to Georgia. I would have loved that. That would have been fantastic. He had his little violin. He brought his violin to the campfire, just want to play a little ditty. No, he starts playing and then it just snows more. And then when all the fires of this hell darkness go off and then Tom Cruise magically sends Tim Curry into space, it just all of a sudden they reach down for the unicorn horn that's just there now. They don't fix it. He just has it in his hand because he used it to stab the darkness. It's just snow. He picks it up out of the snow. In hell, there was a bunch of snow. It doesn't make any sense. It went from fire to snow.
Are you done?
Are you good? What would you like to say?
Please, Rob.
I just wanted to say that I think we should play. You should let me know when you're gonna go off, have a tirade, and I'll play "Devil Went Down to Georgia" for you.
Please do. Please do.
You very well.
Sweet chin music. Tim Curry could have used some sweet chin music. He looked like the big chin in this one. I felt like it could have gone to Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell did. Tim Curry did a great Bruce Campbell impression with his ball chin.
Didn't you like his voice? So I sort of sound like frigg'n for only a little bit different. Tim Curry always kind of.
I really thought that it was like Hook definitely stole the best parts of this to influence how they did the wardrobe. I didn't quite understand all the Frodo references in the film, but what I did like was Tim Curry's character when you saw him in the 5 minutes of the film where you actually saw the darkness. That was fantastic. I would have preferred it as a short film, a 5-minute short film. Yeah, that was great. The makeup was fantastic. I still don't know, like you could see his lips move. It was great.
I'm a little disappointed that this one didn't get Best Picture of the Year.
It was nominated for an Oscar. Did you guys see that?
What?
It was nominated for Best Makeup Oscar.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, the makeup for it looked incredibly difficult. I did not see that it was nominated. It certainly wasn't for the script.
I think you've ran out of time now. So, Rob? I'm just
Not
kidding.
surprisingly, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty fun. I think that Gump kind of looks like. I can't really say the name, but I had a neighbor down the block. His name's Chris. He always reminded me of that guy. That doesn't really matter. Okay, so there was lots of styrofoam snow.
That one's for you, Chris.
That's for you, Chris. So I thought there was a lot of snow styrofoam, and that's bad for the environment. But it was one kind of blizzard. For some reason, the unicorns kind of bellow like whales.
Land narwhals.
So I guess that explains why there's the whale calls. I thought Jack kind of looked like Link. Let's see here. I liked the line, maybe innocent, maybe sweet, ain't as half as nice as rotten meat. Let's see, and there was sounded like Enya music. It kind of reminded me of the game Golden Axe. Here's another fairy movie that for the old Neverland, so I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll
See,
what
there's some
happens.
influence there. There's some influence there that you can draw from.
Yeah.
My
guess
favorite
I'll
line was,
see it.
"I could eat her brains like jam
How long does this anger last, Rob?
forever."
I mean,
It's always
is this-
there. He's kind of like the caldera there at the Yellowstone, and it's just under the surface, and it just takes a little bit, and it explodes out like that, and you just kind of got to sit there and try to calm him down, and you kind of get scared a little bit, and then you kind of get mad at him.
that sounds about right. Actually, that's pretty accurate right now. But
Jack had beautiful armor. What was that? Mithril?
Mithril.
Mithril?
Yep. He must have given it. He must have flown the coop and given it to Frodo when he went back in time and slapped himself for being in this movie.
Take it easy. I like when the witch goes, "What a fine fat boy you are!" I don't know. I like that witch. And he said, "Man, you don't intend to eat me, do you?"
She had some better days behind her, that witch, for sure. For sure. But the good news is when she loses the rest of her teeth, she can charge more on the streets for a blowjob.
I know, right?
Okay, I like the 3 flicks of a badger tail. I like that line. And I thought that all those little good guys on the good team would be good ultimate frisbeers because the way they were checking around those mirror plates. You know?
They spent a lot of time on I don't understand. They just kept tossing them down. It was like they were trying to burn all the Ents again in Lord of the Rings. I don't understand it.
They need to get that lad on old Darky.
Yeah. They got to send him to space.
We're coming up on an hour, so we need to,
Hit it, Nick.
guys.
Here's a new segment. It's called Movie Trivia from Nick. So, yeah, I don't got much for it. As far as the movie, I didn't like it, but so it rumored to be an inspiration to Zelda. It was an inspiration to Zelda, apparently.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
And they did a test screening, and apparently Ridley Scott altered the time from like 150 to 98 because of some comments that some pot smokers made about it. And so that's
Wish I could have been at that test screening.
Oh my God! Imagine that.
They would have been kicked out. They would have kicked you
Yeah.
the hell out of there.
Would have loved it.
Do you think he'd
Security.
still get a punch in?
Security.
I bet he'd still get like one good. Who would you go after if you got one punch in?
I'd go after Ridley.
You wouldn't.
He didn't write it though.
What?
I'd
tell him not only could he not make a pre-Hook movie, he couldn't make Alien either.
Zeke's a little chicken. Pekeek, 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 pekeek. That's a chicken.
I'm gonna come to the corner of Afton and Afton, and I'm gonna get that little pre-Tinkerbell fairy to come with me, and I'm gonna release her, and I'm just gonna say, dazzle me, dazzle me, dazzle me, and then I'm gonna say, I'm gonna eat your brains like jam. I'm just gonna stand on the corner of Afton and Afton, and I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna eat your brains like jam, Rob Layman. I'm gonna eat your brains like jam.
That was. Jeez. That was.
No, I'm gonna be fine. Zeke, you can go sucking it. Nick, what other trivia you got there?
Well, you bring up a good point about Alien. This was after he did Alien and Blade Runner. So to me,
cool.
no, it's not. Why do you make two of the most influential sci-fi movies of all time?
3. Or I guess 2, and then one of the most influential fans.
What, Legend? All right.
Fine. What a fine fat boy you are!
So apparently, Cruise was never a fan of the theatrical version. He did. He wanted that to be the release. This was so this is it. The last one. Ridley wanted to make this as kind of like a really dark horror movie.
Cool.
Yeah. Like apparently you could see some more of that tone in the director's cut. I guess that was some of the darker stuff was added, but Yeah, he wanted gore, and apparently a rape scene was mentioned, and yeah, he. So that's it for Nick's movie trivia. See you next time.
Okay.
Bye, Nick.
We got three. We have three more things we have to do. All right. Favorite part. Who wants to go?
My favorite part was when they sent that goblin troll, when Darkness sent the goblin troll at the beginning, and then he said, I could eat her brains like jam. That was my favorite part of the whole movie. I didn't think that Tom did a bad job, but I just didn't think that...
he was overacting.
Well, he was very young, but it's certainly not his best work.
Very good. Nick, favorite part.
When I push the power button to turn it off.
I had a feeling you'd say that. That is acceptable.
We've done that before.
My favorite part was when the helmet head little guy and he's like trying to go back against darkness, and then he throws him on fire and he goes, "Adios, amigos." That's
pretty good. Yep.
Okay. Now we need to. Do you want to do next week or do we want to rate it?
Rate it.
Okay,
which is usually the reverse. I usually try to jump the gun and go to next week, and then you say nope. We got to rate it.
I guess you fucking classically conditioned me. Now I'm thinking we do it your.
See, no, all right. You were doing your rating. It's your turn.
Go ahead, Rob. What do you
rate? The Saw. I'm giving it 6, and it's like a. You saw him down. Yep.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
What do you think, Nick?
So we watched it together. Zeke bought it for $5, and I guess for like a quarter. I don't, and that's all I'm gonna say. I have nothing else to say.
As Nick said, I bought this for $5 even. I'm feeling betrayed by my previous ratings because I liked it more than I liked Labyrinth. I liked it more than I liked Time Bandits. But I don't think that I would ever watch this movie again. And I know that that's why I'm feeling betrayed by my previous ratings, because I did not care for this film. As I'm sure that comes as a shock. I liked it more, I liked it more than I liked Labyrinth, for sure. I think that just based on and just based on the fact that I liked Tim Curry's character, I loved Tim Curry's character. I gotta give it. I'll give it 2 cents because that's 4 times the value I gave Brewster, I guess.
No.
So you liked it more than Labyrinth, but you're rating Labyrinth higher.
I like my rating for Labyrinth already exists, so I can't change that.
So you would. Though.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
You'd bump Labyrinth down.
Based on the scale of films that we've watched, this would be above Labyrinth, but my rating for it would not reflect that. My rating for this, I wouldn't even, if it was on TV for free and I was in a hotel room with one channel, I would turn it off.
Well, yeah, everyone, this is a fun movie. You're not going in and looking for the best story, plot line.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to a movie. I want. Disagree.
Look,
so hold on.
You know what? We have different.
I think that this should be better, but remembered better than Labyrinth, and it's not. I love most of Tom's films. Tim Curry has a masterful performance in prosthetic. I don't mind Mia Sara in the next film that she did was her huge break with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't understand. The characters in the forest creatures that looked like they were built by Jim Henson were just prosthetic. I thought that they were all better on all accounts. I wish we would have done it before Labyrinth, because in Labyrinth I could have rated below zero, sub-zero. But instead, I give it a 2 cent. 2 cent.
Get over here.
No.
So I think we're coming in at about. Let's see, you guys are giving it about 5%. 0% will give me 60, so that knocks it down to maybe
60?
10%.
I think
No.
Like that, yeah.
it comes into like 32%.
I mean, it's your
32%.
your
There you go,
opinion.
guys.
Your opinion. It is your opinion, and I respect that. But
I like it. It's fun. I
I
don't care.
I can never guess how you're gonna react
What I'm
to
gonna
it.
like
You
and what
you
I'm-
you are you're just so out there with your.
I think he knew that I was gonna hate it, and so he went high, so I went low. I thought you'd hate it. I thought you'd hate it.
You thought I'd hate it?
I did too.
Really?
I did.
I mean, no. It's a, maybe my ratings are. I don't know. I'd give it.
No. It's
in the
your taste.
Mid-50s for sure. I
Well,
definitely liked it more than I did.
I
would agree with most
I
of the
thought I
things
would
you
like
say
this
about it.
film. I really thought that I'd like it, and I did not care for it at all.
I think it really sets a really nice, many
Careful.
movies, it really kind of wraps you up in that world. I can't think of many movies that do that. I mean, Blade Runner is one of them for sure.
Yep.
Time Bandits kind of fails to do it. And I just think it's kind of neat and fun, and it doesn't happen much, and I can appreciate it.
If I was stuck on an island
Okay.
with only Legend, Labyrinth, and Time Bandits, I would throw Labyrinth and
Hey,
Time
hey,
Bandits
hey,
out to
hey.
sea.
Wait.
I see.
Fish. Wait a second. If you, Fish, Finger, Fart, all three of those movies. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thing, Rob, but I loved it. So, Fish, Finger, Fart, Zeke. What do? Labyrinth, Time Bandits, Legend. Go. I know how much you loved doing it last time, so do it now. That's for screaming in my house.
It's very popular. So.
I'd finger Legend. I'd fart Time Bandits. And I'd fish Labyrinth.
Okay, cool. Rob?
Boy, I'm gonna finger them all.
Okay, moving on.
All right. Because I expected, not to the extent of this, but I expected collusion in some format. Last night, before watching the film, I sat down in the deep darkness of space with Darkness himself and Kalima to talk about what we would do today, and we drank from a cauldron of blood using skulls, and it was a great evening. And so for this week's Kalima, choose your death. Darkness and Kalima.
Did you say Kalima earlier, or did I?
I did.
Am I having a glitch in my head? Okay.
I did.
Very good.
So, Kalima, Darkness, and I sat down together and we talked about options. And Kalima,
Oh my god.
and we came up with a few options.
Hey, if Zeke ever asks for
you were
coffee,
having-
don't give it to him. Boy.
You were having a conversation with somebody?
Yeah, I sat down with Darkness.
Who?
Darkness himself, and Kalima. And we talked options, and we knew that you'd seen Clue, which was a Tim Curry movie.
Oh.
Because we skipped over a little bit of a thing. Nick wanted to choose this week. We said no.
Okay, I'll take it from here. So, would you like to watch Hail Caesar?
No,
Wagon
you don't get a
Feast,
pick. You don't get a pick.
We will.
UHF?
Let's
Rabbit
give him a second
test?
just to see where he goes. UHF, really?
You hear
What
that,
else?
Zeke?
What did you have picked? It's not going to. But
Yeah,
what
it
did you
doesn't count. It doesn't count. But Hail Caesar, Wagons East, which is it's got John Candy and Richard Lewis. Oh, you've seen it. UHF. What is this called? Rabbit Test. Let's see. Days of Thunder. Oh, Rabbit Test Rabbit Test was a movie that was written and directed by Joan Rivers. It's got Billy Crystal in it, and he plays a pregnant man. And then, of course, Days of Thunder, Color of Money.
No, I would have avoided that like the plague. Not interested.
All right. Well, I got. I work back to business here because all those are disqualified.
UHF would have been good. I haven't seen
So
it.
I have a little bit of a fun note. There's an uncredited role that Tom Cruise has that's so uncredited that it's been removed from his IMDb and the trivia surrounding it. Tom Cruise has an uncredited 3-second role in the film Young Guns, starring Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen. And Collateral stars Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. And Tim Curry is in the Disney Three Musketeers. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, that's interesting. So I have Kalima sitting on my shoulder right now, whispering in my ear, and Darkness is here too on the other shoulder, whispering in my ear. And he says, "No, you don't get to choose this week." Kalima says you're dead, bitches. And this week we're watching Burke Hare.
No.
Starring Tim Curry.
No. No.
Who's on your shoulder?
Darkness is on my shoulder, and over here on the right we have Kalima. And he says you're dead.
I used a Word document, and I put all the titles and the description. I put in the effort. You gotta give us options at least. I put work into this shit. It's been stressful. I've been watching 4 movies, working.
It happens. Nick, I'm afraid from time to time that you can just plug them. You can just say, hey, you gotta watch this. It doesn't happen much. But
I know.
Kalima says you're welcome.
Jeez.
Okay. I was gonna say, I have seen Collateral now. I didn't realize what it was, but Tom Cruise is the assassin and he's the captain. When you asked me that the other day, I didn't realize. Yeah, I have seen it.
But neither of you have seen Burke Hare, right?
Yes, I have.
It sounds like it's about a rabbit and a tortoise, and they're gonna have a race, and I can't wait because I love a good race movie, and as long as it's not Days of Thunder.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I think I actually have seen it. Being serious here, Burke and Hare.
Doesn't matter. We're doing
one
it.
of us.
Yes.
So the rules are.
Rob hasn't seen it.
Yeah, so as long as one of the other two hasn't seen it.
I have seen this with Simon Pegg.
Yep.
I've seen this.
Doesn't matter.
You guys can't.
I'm offering it to Rob, not to you.
But I've seen it. I don't care. You guys make up rules on the fly. You guys are worse.
That's all the time we have for this.
See, you won't even let me talk. You won't even let me censorship, and you're like Nazis. You make up rules so you don't let me live my life.
Look, why don't you just go French kiss Hitler and get that pie off his mustache?
Always kill Hitler.
Well, everybody, always remember, don't be a sucker.
Okay, love you, bye.
Jeez, bye.
The portions of today's broadcast that you actually enjoyed are brought to you in whole by...
Are you constantly barking down trees instead of up?
How'd you know?
I'm talking to you from the ground, and you're in a tree.
Oh, right.
I've just the thing you need.
An unwed daughter?
A what? No, a yard bark.
No thanks. I've tried sheep.
What? No. A yard bark. A tree saddle. It helps keep your downs down and your ups up. Made from the freshest lemming skins, it'll keep your rump in the hump. Just clap twice to activate.
Sounds silly.
You're a grown man, barking down at the ground from a tree.
You drive a hard bargain. I bet you sell loads of ketchup to the Eskimos.
Huh?
I will take one.
Sold.
What'll it cost me?
You've no dignity. So, first one's always free.
Mighty friendly, you sir.
Now, get out of our damn tree. I've got to cut this bitch down so I can finish printing my manifesto. Bark down no more with your very own yard bark. That's YARDBARK.